Welcome to the Mindset Mile podcast, the show that'll leave you empowered to take action towards becoming the turned up version of your already awesome self. I'm your host, Aisha Zaza, and I'm so glad you're here. Let's go. Hey friend, welcome back to the Mindset Mile podcast. I'm really excited about today's topic, you guys, and you can thank my husband for it because we were talking about the podcast the other day and he was like, you should share your tips on being thrifty because you're really good at it. And my jaw dropped because I was like, babe, that's genius. Like, I can't believe I hadn't talked about it before. And this is actually a secret, or I don't know, maybe not so secret trait of mine. I feel like I do share thrifty finds that, I come across on stories sometimes, but I do love being thrifty. And with today's cost of living and inflation rate, aren't we all looking for some practical ways to save some money? Right? So I want to first start out by saying that there's a difference between being thrifty and being cheap. You can still be thrifty and generous. You can still be thrifty and buy quality things. It's just a matter of how you go about buying your things and what you spend your money on, of course. So there are certain things I believe you either buy nice or buy twice. So there are certainly things that I feel are worth spending more money on, right? And I wish I had a clear distinction as to what those things were, but it's more of just a case by case thing. I think everyone is particular about things that they prefer to be nicer or better quality, and then some things you kind of just don't care so much about. And obviously, depending on where you're at in life, financially, you just have a preference or ability to spend more on certain things than you are on others. Okay, so I know I'm stating obvious points here. Let's just jump in and talk about the good stuff. If you've followed me on social media or known me for any amount of time, then you probably know that I want to say 70%, but maybe somewhere between 60 and 70% of my closet is recycled. I'm a Crossroads junkie. I've been shopping at Crossroads for so long. 15 or more years. And I've found some of my favorite pieces of clothes I own, either pre-owned or new with tags at clothing trading companies like Crossroads, Freestyle, Buffalo Exchange, etc. When one of my best friends and I see each other, actually, she usually always loves what I'm wearing, and she hates it when she asks me where something is from because she's like, never mind, I know what you're going to say already, because it's usually from Crossroads and it'll be something that she can't find again. So I swear you can just find some of the best brands and clothes recycled if you don't mind that, and at an incredible price. A fraction of the price of what you would buy things new. So one thing I will say about shopping secondhand is you do kind of have to have the patience and an eye to shop like this. But I do find that a lot of these stores are actually very well organized. Even though there is a lot of stuff, it's usually categorized by style, color, and size. So it is easier than it might appear than when you first walk in the store. So if you don't mind shopping like this, then it's absolutely worth it. And this is also a great option to sell clothes that you aren't wearing anymore that are in good condition and are either very classic styles or are on trend, because these types of stores typically buy things that are trending currently or that are more classic silhouettes. And I don't know about every store, but I know Crossroads will give you 50% of the amount that they purchase something back from you. They'll give you 50% of that in store credit or 35% in cash. And I usually always take the store credit because it is a better value. And I just know that I'm going to shop there. So I might as well take the credit and replace the things I'm not wearing anymore with things that I do want to wear. So another place that makes it super easy to shop recycled clothing or sell your clothes that you're looking to get rid of is Poshmark and ThredUp. So there's an endless inventory online. So I like that you can get very specific and narrow down what you're looking for, right? To the color, the length of sleeve, the brand that you're looking for. So with online options like this, you can, if you are looking for something very, very specific, it makes it super easy. And another place I have scored so many things from is Facebook Marketplace. I swear, there is someone on Facebook Marketplace who is selling exactly what you want and what you would pay full price for. I have scored incredible deals on Facebook Marketplace. And just to name a few off the top of my head, I recently got a brand new, never been out of the box Breville Touch espresso machine. I've gotten plenty of baby items, clothes, home decor, plant pots. I mean, you name it. And this is obviously a place where you can negotiate price, but there are some things that are just listed really well and priced really well. So in some cases, it just might not even be worth it to haggle. You might just message the seller, letting them know that you want to take it. So thrift stores and estate sales are other great places to find furniture or home decor. And I love shopping these things as well, although I don't do it quite as frequently anymore because our house is mostly furnished. But when we moved a few years ago, I was constantly scouring garage sales and estate sales, and I got a lot of pieces that we have in our home there. I have DIY'd some things, but to be honest, I'm not the biggest DIYer. I love the idea of DIY, but I just am realistic with the things I'm actually going to get around to doing. So if you do decide to get furniture from estate sales and garage sales and such, or even thrift stores, be honest with yourself about what you're willing to fix up and what you're willing to, invest your time into. Don't buy something if it's going to end up sitting and never getting refinished. It takes patience to shop for your home this way, but furnishing house obviously can be very expensive. So this is a really great way to shop furniture. One of my favorite high protein snacks is Greek yogurt, and to it, I'll add some berries and granola. But I'm super picky about my granola because most of them are made with tons of sugar and inflammatory oils, which is why I use Wildway granola. It's made from 100% real ingredients with no added sugars, preservatives, seed oils, or flavorings. Just wholesome blend of nuts, seeds, dried fruit, and spices. And they have such amazing flavors like coconut cashew, banana nut, apple cinnamon, dark chocolate sea salt, peach pecan, and vanilla bean espresso. They're all delicious. You've got to get your hands on some. Right now, save 20% off your first order with the code MindsetMile by visiting wildwayoflife.com. That's wildwayoflife.com using code MindsetMile to receive 20% off your first order. This episode is brought to you by Betterhelp. Sometimes we're faced with a crossroads in life and don't know which path to take. Or maybe you're thinking about a career change or feeling like your relationship needs some TLC. Whatever it is, therapy can help you map out your future and trust yourself to find the way forward. I know it absolutely has for me. If you've had the idea of therapy in the back of your mind, try BetterHelp. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Plus, BetterHelp is extending 10% off your first month just for Mindset Mile listeners. Visit betterhelp.com, that's BetterHelp.com/mindsetmile today to get 10% off your first month. I love how easy it's been to start incorporating my dose wellness shot into my morning routine. In just a 2-ounce shot, I'm getting the equivalent of 17 shots of turmeric juice. With ingredients like turmeric extract, milk thistle, ginger root, and dandelion, Dose supports liver function and long-term liver health, which is so important for an organ that is responsible for over 500 functions daily. Think of your liver as your body's filter. It's in charge of flushing out unwanted elements and breaking down what you consume into essential nutrients. So Dose gives you everything you need to keep your liver healthy. Dose is offering Mindset Mile listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. Go to dosedaily.co/Mindset Mile and use code Mindset Mile. That's dosedaily.co/Mindset Mile and use code Mindset Mile at checkout. Okay, and then another hack. This may be a little bit more of an obvious suggestion, but if you don't need something right away, wait until it goes on sale. The place I shop a lot of my kids' clothes is Old Navy and Gap, which both run sales all of the time. There's always like a specific product or department that they're running a sale on, or a lot of the times they will have, up to 40 and 50% off the entire store. So, if it is a more specific sale that they're running, it's on athletic wear or kids clothing. And if you ever buy anything full price from either of these stores, just know that it's your own fault because they are always, always running sales. So it's just not worth it to buy it full price if you know that this is a store that constantly runs sales. So World Market is another great place to buy stuff for your home, like pillows, artwork, serving platters, and kitchenware. And again, this is another one of those stores that I feel like is just always running a sale. So if you want to be conscious about when things are on sale, be sure to sign up for the stores that you love to shop for their newsletter so you can be in the know. Okay, my next piece of advice will probably sound a little counterintuitive to what I just said, but just because something is on sale doesn't mean you need to buy it. Here's the deal with sales. It creates a sense of urgency for the buyer. But if it's not something you need or have been shopping for, then don't get it just because it's on sale. Getting a deal on things you need or genuinely want is great. Getting a deal on something you didn't need or want, but that you just happened to see and felt like you wanted to get a deal just because it was on sale is spending unnecessary money. So just know that. Just know that you need to have a little bit of self-control. Like just because something is on sale doesn't mean you need to buy it. If it's something that you've been shopping for a long time and now it's on sale, this makes sense. Okay, and then my last tip on shopping specifically is shop in bulk when you can. Costco is a great place to get certain food items and household products for an incredibly better deal than where you would buy it at, let's say, Target or a grocery store or CVS, whatever. And I love that Costco has recently started to carry brands like Siete and Kevin's and Primal Kitchen. They also have a lot of paleo products. So you're able to get a lot of really good quality brands and products for a great deal. Okay, so my next tip I have for you is to not get a pedicure every time. I know, don't at me for this one. Trust me, I love a pedicure, but honestly, I feel like getting a pedi every other time is plenty good enough. Just like everything else, getting your toes and your nails done has become really expensive. I don't do my nails, but I know it's not a cheap maintenance. You can eat into the cost a little bit by doing your nails and toes, if that is something that you enjoy doing, by just doing it every other time. And you'll realize that it's really not as bad to just paint your own toenails every once in a while. So another thing I do that is a big money saver, which will probably come as a surprise to nobody, is I make probably 85% of our meals at home. And similarly, I make coffee at home most of the time. Do I love getting a coffee out? And will I go to a coffee shop to get work done and buy a coffee? Yes, of course. But I don't want to, nor does it make sense to buy coffee out every day. I know some people who buy coffee out twice a day. Okay. And I know it's convenient depending on what your day looks like, but if you can plan to make your coffee at home, this is really just the smallest little saving hack that adds up so fast. I mean, what's the cost of a almond milk latte these days, right? $7, $8. It's ridiculous. Like regular coffee, you're paying a minimum of $3.50, $4, at least in California. So find ways to make it exactly how you want it at home. I mean, if you're a Starbucks addict and you love the cold brew, foam, whatever, there's a recipe online for everything now. It's so easy and it's much more enjoyable, honestly, to make it at home and just save a little bit of money on things that add up quickly that you do frequently. Where can you save in those areas? Okay, and last hack here. It's our household rule to not have any credit card debt. So we have our mortgage and we have our car payments, but as far as credit card debt, we just don't do it. This is probably a whole other topic. So I don't want to go too deep into this, but spending above your means and living on credit card debt is not a good financial plan. Pay it off. Get rid of it. Even if that means taking a lot out of your savings to do it, do not pay the annual percentage fee that you are getting charged, or I'm sorry, don't pay the interest rate that you're getting charged on credit cards. Life happens, and sometimes you do need credit cards, and they should be reserved for emergency situations. Okay, I get that. But if you have credit card debt because you spend more than you make, I highly encourage you to reevaluate your expenses. Okay, so that being said, we do pay for everything or almost everything on credit cards to take advantage of credit card points. So my husband really is the mogul about letting me know which cards are running what offers, but it's actually kind of insane, depending on which card you use or which cards you sign up for. You could get up to 5% back on purchases you make, either across the board, or sometimes it is a little bit more specific, like 5% back on gas, or 5% back when you shop Apple Pay, or when you use Apple Pay, I should say. And then a lot of times, not only are they giving you a certain percentage back, but they're also matching then what you spend up to a certain amount. So you're going to spend the money anyways. You're going to pay the credit card bill at the end of the month anyways. You might as well take the free money. That is just smart. It makes sense. So I know this is a little different than what I normally share, but honestly, these are the practical tips that I am always curious about, where people save and how they spend and what they do to be thrifty themselves. So I really hope that some of these tips helped you and just inspired you to think a little bit about your finances, especially if it's something that stresses you out. Don't avoid it. These are really practical ways that I hope help you in just the smallest way. And if they do, please tag me on social media because I love seeing which episodes speak to you. You can tag me at Aisha Zaza, and please send this episode to a friend, post it on your stories so other people can grab a hold of it. And I cannot wait to see you next week. Until then, make it a great day.